So next I have the incredible privilege and honor of introducing Amanda Polk. Amanda is a gold medalist in the women's 8+. So there's actually 9 people in the boat that I found out in 2016. She's a mom of 3, 5-time world champion, 4-time All-American at Notre Dame. She is a Pittsburgh native, and she is a mom of 3. And we're just so excited to welcome her today to give us her perspective on team. We've got this team up going on, but we want to hear her perspective from a gold medal team that she was part of, and hear her advice as well. So Amanda, the games are going on right now. I know you were in the summer games, but the winter games, they've got to be bringing up some emotions and feelings. And so I'm curious, do you have like an Olympic moment besides winning the gold, of course, that you could share with us?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question, Chris. And right now I'm super excited about the Winter Olympics. I have not had a chance to watch any yet, but I'm kind of waiting for that skeleton and bobsled because they are the closest to a boat in the Winter Olympics. Just because there's, the 4-man bobsled, the 2-man bobsled, and of course the skeleton, as you mentioned. Memories from Rio. So many wonderful memories. Aside from the medal, I would have to say the closing ceremonies was a ton of fun. It was after competition, obviously, and the release and just the pressure and the stress, where all of a sudden, it was just this big celebration of people, of sport, of athletes. Everyone was able to kind of let their guard down a little bit. This is kind of a fun fact. I was behind the scenes a little bit with Team USA, talking to a bunch of different athletes on track and field and javelin and wrestlers. And I was talking to them and asking them, like, wouldn't it be great if there was a Dancing with the Olympians? Now, I'm a huge, huge fan of Dancing with the Stars. So that's a little tidbit that you may not know about me. But with that in mind, I was really trying to push for, hey, let's get some videos. Maybe we can post and get like social media famous. And then maybe the Dancing with the Stars will consider Dancing with the Olympians. So it was super fun to I have a couple of videos that they did share and people were excited about it. Unfortunately, I did not get to the point where I was sharing all that. But for me, that little tidbit of just like celebrating, every sport, every nation. And after kind of the closing ceremonies had finished in terms of the actual arena inside and the whole ceremony there, we were able to mingle with the musicians and with the dancers and with the other performers. So we got a lot of fun pictures. And again, just meeting so many other athletes from all over the world. It was just a uniting, wonderful event.
To me, that sounds like that's what the Olympics is all about. It's just an incredible event. Okay, so one more question before we go into your topic. So Shaklee is a family affair at your house, and so I'm curious, like, what is the Shaklee product that everybody's going crazy for right now in your household?
Okay, so I have to share this one because I feel that I've taken advantage of it without recognizing how much it's really helped me. So when I joined Shaklee in 2016 as a pure performance athlete, I started to take the Women Vitalizer. And in doing so, I thought that was a great all-around wonderful supplement for me to be taking daily. Well, little did I know then that it was a great prenatal and then eventually postnatal supplement. And now, being the mother of 3, in 5 years, I have really relied a lot and give a lot of credit to those vitamins helping me during my pregnancies and after, as well as developing my children. I've had 3 full-term healthy children, and the most recent one, I should say, is 6 months old, and he's like a whopping 22 pounds. So he is doing fantastic. And on top of that, recently I've actually just really tried the Prove It challenge on my own thinking that I would, help with my energy, now keeping up with 3 little ones under 5. So the new and improved French vanilla life shake is my meal replacement at lunch. It is the pick me up that I need, and I get to dinner not feeling hungry or or lack of energy for my kids. And if you've met my kids, they are energized bunnies. Like, it is ridiculous how much energy they have. So my goal now, maybe not be going for another Olympic gold, but now is to keep up with my little ones. And for sure, the life shake and the vitalizer I continue to use. And in doing so, I've actually lost 55 pounds in those 6 months. So completely shocked. Not a huge diet change for me, but it was so effective and so simple. And like I said, the energy is what I was most concerned about, keeping up with all 3.
So Amanda, you've been an incredible partner with so many members of the Shackley family with grand opening launches, team calls, et cetera. So we're really excited to hear your perspective on, how to have a gold medal team. And so take it away.
That's a great question. And, simply put, Chris, a team to me is trust. And with these Olympics currently, it brings up a lot of memories, as we kind of touched on. And in doing so, a couple memories that really hit home for me. Sitting on the starting line of my Olympic final in 2016 in Rio, I was in my 3 seat. I had 5 team members in front of me. I had 2 team members behind me. I looked to my left, there's 4 boats. I looked to my right, there's another boat. And all I could think was, oh my goodness, this is what I've been training for the last 15 plus years. And in that moment, I had more butterflies than I ever had before. And I actually thought they were so intense, I thought maybe I didn't eat enough that morning. However, it was certainly, I don't think, the case. Anyways, in doing so, I realized I had to rely on one thing and one thing only, and that was trust. Trust in myself, in my ability, that all of those training days, day in, day out, I did the best that I could, and now I have conditioned myself to the point where this has prepared me for this moment. Trust in my teammates. My teammates, I would not be here. I would not have an Olympic gold medal without them. Relying on someone else for such a large goal can be very scary, but trusting in my teammates and developing that trust has been essential to our success. And 3, realizing that my teammates also had that same trust for me, holding myself accountable that this wasn't just my dream, but it was also larger than me. It was 9 people together, 9 people, there we go, 9 people in the boat. And we all are from different backgrounds. We're all from different states and different places all over the country. We all have very diverse thoughts of what we think is effective, of what we think works well for ourselves as well as the boat. So in order to really gain this trust, it takes time, it takes work. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a week. Some of these women I have known for 2 years, and the other women I have known for 4+ years. But in the time that we had to work together as a team, it was essential for us to do 3 things. 1, listen to each other and really be open about listening. 2 is communicating, letting your voice be heard, because it's so important, not just for a one-way street, but that 2-way conversation is essential for the 3rd part, which is compromise. And the compromise came in, day out. One athlete or one teammate had an idea. I might have had something else in mind that would be very, very effective for me, but it might not work for the boat. So talking every day on the water and taking the training one day at a time and realizing, okay, this trust needs to be developed. It could be a simple task of, let's complete this workout to the best of our ability. And every week you could be with somebody different. So our daily regimen changed quite often. I could be with one teammate one day, and then the next day, someone completely different. Well, that could be a huge game changer in terms of the dynamic that you have on the water, the different technique, the different way that you might think works best for both of you, but you also have to consider what your teammate is. So in doing so, that started to develop the trust and the relationship on the water in the physical aspects, and also slightly in the mental. Because when you're doing those really tough workouts, it is so important to kind of let that verb, the communication for that other partner or teammate, to let them know, hey, I got your back. I still have your back. This is tough, but we're doing this together. So realize you are not alone. And that is one of my favorite things of being on a team. So I took this idea a little bit further after I realized the communication had been really helping me to develop how they operated, how my teammates operated on the water. I took it then to our team breakfasts, lunches, and dinners whenever we had the chance. And this time, though, instead of talking about rowing, I talked about fun things, everything except rowing, because we talked about rowing so much every day for 2 to 5 hours a day. We needed that break, in that we also needed to know that we're humans, that we have personalities, that rowing doesn't define us, even though we're really good at it. So I got to know my teammates off the water, which was super fun, and they got to know me. I talked about movies, and we talked about, fun facts, where they're from, where they grew up, how many siblings they had, a lot of fun things, and a lot of ways, and a lot of times we actually had a lot more in common than just rowing. And that connection really built more of a relationship, and that relationship even built more of that trusting foundation. So I want to share another story, because in this moment, I realized that trust came to a head. And it was the halfway meter mark in our Olympic final. We were still third, which typically was not usually how we raced. We usually got up early and often, and we just charged the field and kept pushing away. For whatever reason, and it's not surprising though, because these are the fastest women's 8 in the whole world, we were not up. Our coxswain turned to us and said, "We are the US women's 8. In that moment, I felt an electric surge like I have never felt before in my life. It was the exact stroke. It was the strongest stroke. I still can feel that. And that moment defined what our trust truly meant. For us to be so synchronized that we had one call, so simple, and yet so effective and strong, that it unified us one more time to set a new level, to take the lead and win gold. That stroke gave us the lead, but that trust earned us this medal.
Wow, Amanda, like I was not prepared for the motion that I
I wasn't either. I was not either. I can really still put myself in the boat and feel that feeling. And I don't think that will go away. And what a beautiful thing, because it really was a culmination of so much hard work, physical, mental, emotional, and the friendships that we have shared, and the trust and the relationships that we have built. They're forever. I can honestly say that I can call up one of my teammates that I haven't even talked to maybe since my wedding, and we will pick up right where we left off.
So analogous to any team that anyone is building. And to close, could you give us a challenge? Hello.
Excuse me. Yes, this is my 2-year-old. She was very concerned about her lollipop.
Nice. So we have people in the Team Up Challenge going for bronze, silver. We're going for gold. Everybody's going for gold.
I love it.
What challenge could you give our teams, to reach their goals, to build that trust, and to work together?
I would say the best thing that you can do is take the time to really learn something about your teammates outside of just the goal, outside of just the business. Connect with them on a personal level. And through that personal level, you will build such a great foundation that, even if it's on something simple like this is my favorite movie, or this is my favorite genre of movies, or books, or whatever the case is, or fun fact, I was a dancer for 6 years, and that was my first sport. So it really is a much more powerful thing to connect with people one-on-one and to get to know them and how they work. I think it's been taken advantage of and not really highlighted as much recently because of just the pandemic, and it gets harder to communicate with each other. But thank goodness now we have technology to really reach out and be face to face, even if it is through Zoom or whatever. The phone is just as simple. Take 10 minutes and it won't be, I guarantee it's worth the effort. And it's going to make everything, the journey that you have together, building the team, the goals that you accomplish, so much more enjoyable and worthwhile.
Thank you so much, Amanda. It's been amazing to have you with us here today.
Thank you so much for having me. Keep up the great work, Shackley family.